Auburn continues to play spoiler on the recruiting trail, and in this video, we're going to go behind the scenes of Hugh Freeze's latest big flip. But the Tigers, they are not done. We're going to take a look at the four most important flip targets on the board. So Auburn fans, 7 weeks left until the early signing day. It's going to get crazy. Subscribe to the On3 Recruit channel. We're over 20K. We appreciate you guys helping us get there. Hit subscribe. All right. Let's bring on Cole Pinkston of Auburn Live. And Cole, Jamonte Waller, the 4-star edge, flips to Auburn over the weekend. He did so on Saturday, and I thought it was a little peculiar, so I wanted to get your reaction to this. Why did Jamonte Waller flip from Florida to Auburn during the first quarter of the Gators game on Saturday? Why? What's with that timing?
Yeah, well, we've been tracking Waller for a while, and when we heard it was going to be Saturday, we were like, oh gosh, hope it's not during the Auburn game. And then we found out probably going to do it right after the Auburn game. So I think it had more to do with when Auburn was over, but rather than when Florida was playing. So I think he was just respecting the coaches and giving them some time to be ready for it and celebrate.
Yeah, that was a wild one, and it comes at a position of need. Now, Jamonte Waller had been in contact with the Auburn staff. I kind of thought that this one might go to December, but Hugh Freeze was able to get the flip done early. Now let's talk about some other Hugh Freeze flip targets. Some of the most important ones. You got Cam Coleman, the 5-star wide receiver committed to A&M. Ryan Williams, 2025, but maybe going to reclassify. We'll see. Committed to Bama. Kevin Riley, 4-star running back out of Alabama, committed to Miami. And Amir Jackson, tight end from Georgia, committed to UF. All right. Start with the 5-star wide receiver, Cam Coleman. Now, Jimbo Fisher got fired over the weekend, so what are your sources saying when it comes to Auburn's chances of flipping Cam?
Yeah, that's the big one. He's right down the road. He can pop over to Auburn at any time. He's about 20 minutes down the interstate from where he lives to Auburn. So he has popped in a few times, and we've missed him. So
yeah.
This is a guy that Auburn loves. They've never given up on him. They knew – whether or not Jimbo Fisher got fired or whatever happened at A&M, that they were going to be in this for the long haul, and it seems like they are. And, he's hard to predict, man. I don't know where he might end up, but Auburn seems to be a legitimate shot. I actually think that it's either Auburn, Florida State, or Georgia, maybe even more than A&M where he's committed right now.
Yeah, I think, he was at Florida State over the weekend, so obviously the Noles are in this. We know Auburn being the home state team, but – we'll see about Georgia. I think I need to see Cam Coleman pop back up in Athens before I really put them up there with FSU and Auburn when it comes to Cam. But, hey, I agree with you. Georgia is a threat. Now let's talk about Ryan Williams. He's committed to Bama. He's the 5-star wide receiver in the 2025 class. Cole, what's going on right now with Auburn and Ryan Williams?
Yeah, he's a unique case. He's a 2025 guy right now, but there's a lot of talk that he could reclassify, and we seem to think that's possible. Reclassifying to 2024. If that's the case, we've heard, our intel says that Auburn would be even more confident in a chance for a flip if he reclassifies because of the need at receiver. I think it's close to 50-50 as it can be right now between Auburn and Alabama. I think Texas is also in the mix where his teammate KJ Lacey is committed. But this one's going to go down the wire, and it's not going to be a December signing. It's going to be probably February.
A February
if
one?
If he reclassifies.
So we got like 2.5 months until Ryan Williams. Right. And that's the interesting one because on the surface, you look at Ryan Williams, and he's a 2025 recruit, and you're like, oh, well, there's a year and 2 months before his decision needs to be made. But if you actually follow his recruitment like Cole does, and you understand that he's likely going to reclassify, then we're hitting the home stretch of this 5-star recruitment, and Auburn, Alabama, we're 50-50 right now. So let's talk about running back Kevin Riley, top 100 prospect from the state of Alabama. Didn't have much traction going on with the in-state teams, committed to Miami, but now it looks like Auburn's doubling back. What's going on with Kevin Riley and the Tigers?
Yeah, Kevin Riley's a guy that I've gone to see a few times in person over there at Tuscaloosa County. That's where he's from, which is interesting when Auburn's recruiting a guy from there. Alabama is, too, recruiting him. Miami sort of slipped up and got him out of nowhere.
Right.
But I think he's pretty strong with that commitment. But at the same time, we are expecting him to probably be at the Iron Bowl in 2 weeks at Auburn. So it seems like that Auburn is making some more moves with him, and he's really close with Cadillac Williams, the Auburn running back coach. So I'm not sure what to think on that one yet, but I do know that Auburn is absolutely fighting for him, and at this time does not have a running back commit, so that could be something that he looks at even more.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he got, out of the state before Alabama and Auburn could get their hands on him. He's a really good back, top 10 in the country. We'll see what happens. I agree. You get him on campus, anything can happen. All right, tight end Amir Jackson committed to UF. Now, the Gators just lost a commitment, Jamonte Waller, to Auburn. They lost another one in Wardell Mack to Texas. Nazir Johnson was on campus in Athens this weekend. And now we're talking about Amir Jackson looking around. And what's up with him and the Auburn Tigers, the 4-star tight end out of Georgia?
Well, Auburn currently has one tight end committed, but that may not last. We're tracking that one closely. They want a receiving tight end nonetheless, and this is Amir Jackson. That's what he is. He's a receiving tight end, and Auburn has gotten him on campus earlier in the year, and now it sounds like he could be at the Iron Bowl maybe. We're tracking that pretty closely, and an official visit is on the table too for Auburn. Okay. If he wanted to take that, so think he's pretty solid. Florida, I would give them the edge right now in holding on to him, but if they get him on campus again at Auburn, you watch out. I mean, they really are going to push hard for a receiving tight end.
All right, well, I got a bonus flip name for you, and that's Kylan Fox because he's also a tight end. Now, he's committed to UCF, and like you said, Auburn wants another tight end in this class. So who do you think's more of a priority? Who do you think Auburn has a better chance to flip, Amir Jackson or Kylan Fox, who's committed to UCF?
I think they are both on the same level as far as priority goes because they're very similar type recruits, receiving tight ends, got the big body, length and all that. Maybe the easier one to flip is Kylan Fox right now, from UCF, from Gus Malzahn. I think that Florida State was once his big leader, and then they took a different tight end and maybe went a different direction. He ends up with UCF. Now Auburn's on him pretty heavily, and I think that Auburn could probably get him if they wanted him.
All right, well, Cole Pinkston from Auburn Live. Thanks for dropping by the Inside Scoop. A lot of action going on in Auburn recruiting world. Appreciate you coming by today.
Yep, we're getting close. We are getting close.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.